Okay, so we're going to start with a quick way to pull up a client, and I'm going to demonstrate it first, and then I'm going to back up and show you slower what we did. The client's name, we'll just say his name is Joe, and so now I'm going to put my power settings to max and activate quantum indeterminacy field, and then I'm going to come down to scalar boost active. Then I'm going to go ahead and run my test. And that is the under 30-second setup. Okay, so now we're going to back up and I'm going to show you the key sequence that gave me the ability to speed load a client into the program. If you look at these little tabs, you'll see that there's a letter that's underlined. Here in demographics, for example, it's the D key. And by pressing the D key on the keyboard, that will open demographics. And so I'm not going to show you all the hotkeys as far as, you can see them. They're clearly underlined. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you the sequence using anything before the 2010 versions of the CLASP software. You can run this series, so 7706 is fine, 3305 is fine. Just anything before 2010, this will be the series of keystrokes that you'll be able to run. And so the first one is D for demographics, and then I'm going to put in my client name, and then I'm going to click the red X in the top right corner here, because by doing that, that will make me bypass biorhythms. And so I don't want biorhythms to come up. So then this warning panel pops up. I hit enter. I hit enter again. And then I see close has a C on it with an underline. So I'm just going to hit the letter C. And then calibration has the same kind of C. And then close, again, has the same kind of C. So I can hit C 3 times, and that takes me back out of calibration. And now I hit T for test. And so I'm going to show you now that sequence. And that's the sequence of letters that will allow you to get to the startup page or the test page as fast as possible. I'm going to go ahead and max out my power settings, and I'm going to activate my quantum indeterminacy field, and then I'm going to come down to scalar boost active, and then I'm going to go ahead and run my test. Now I want to show you something about not calibrating. When you don't calibrate, you don't get the resonant frequency pattern. Notice it says right here the resonant frequency pattern is 0. Well, that's no big loss because it's really not accurate for what they said it was anyway. And even Professor Nelson, to my understanding, will tell you that. Also, if you look at the bottom here, it shows relative accuracy is 0. And that's not correct at all. The thing is just as accurate, if not more so, because you didn't calibrate and you didn't fill out the SOC panel. The SOC panel gives what I consider false values to items in the matrix and makes things pop up that really shouldn't pop up because it's basing it on old data that you put in a long time ago. And people, for example, get very low resistance ratings when they use the SOC panel. And they can't seem to get their resistance up. And mainly because the computer is operating on a set of parameters that you gave it a long time ago and you saved the client. And those parameters are no longer really valid, a lot of them. And so the best thing to do, if the software works like they say it does and it can test like they say it can, then there should really be no reason for user input on the SOC panel because it can test you cold, no problem. And I find that's where I get the best results. and I'm sure that you'll get some great results as well. It may not be popular with the traditional teachings, but that's not what we're doing here in this video.